Can we travel in the inner world? No, I should forget.
What? Just say.
You
Believe me, I won't answer if I can.
You meant. I'm sure you will. You mentioned that we travel in the inner world when we sleep. Okay, but can you actually travel in that inner world while you're awake?
Yes and no. What do you mean when you're awake? Your soul is always awake.
But you're saying you travel when you're sleeping.
You mean your physical? Yes, not when you. Yes, of course. I'm just messing with you. Yes, but your physical body, you can definitely do it at will if in a wakeful state in the physical body, but your physical body won't be awake.
In other words, can you be at two?
I'm joking. Yes. The question is, can you travel into the inner world not without going to sleep or being awake? Yes, you can sit there, close your eyes, and then do astral projection. That's why it's called astral projection.
But even with your eyes open, can you actually? Let's say can you be here and then travel and be seen in another place?
Yes, you mean when you can have two?
Where you have two experiences at two times?
Yes, you can. You can be in two places at once. Can it be done? Yes, it can be done. Can most people do it? No. Yeah, it can. It's possible. Yes, you have you can read the Holy Science. There is a reference to that there. Sri Yukteswar, who is let me just say. Mahaguru Jesus Yukteswar, Paramahansa Yogananda's spiritual teacher, has been said to have done that. And according to his students, he was in two places at the same time.
But was that something that
he projected himself?
But did he do it on purpose, or did
he did it on purpose? It can be done on purpose.
But can it be done without you knowing? No.
What do you mean? Can it be done without you knowing? Yes, maybe. But the thing is this. I don't know that I want to get into this conversation, but anything can happen. Yes, it's just I'm just it's very rare. It's extremely rare for this to happen. And then when the thing is that when you don't know, can it be done without you knowing? I'm sure it can, but the real question is, you have to be objective with anything. And so if it's happening, then the person really needs to be sure. Whoever might be telling the other person, no, I saw you in this place, they have to be really, really sure. If they tell me, look, I saw you in this other place, and I don't know that that I did that or whatever, I'm like, not that I'm saying that I can't, but I'm like, I don't know. Are you sure? Did you take a picture? I'll see your picture, then I'll believe it. If I'm not aware, okay, make sure you show me a picture, proof, whatever, this and that. Did I say that to you? Talk to me. And then have a conversation with me and see whatever. You understand? Like, I really need to know. And then I'll probably look at their oral, see if it's shrinking. If not, if they're lying to me or not. I gotta measure. You understand? The thing is that all these things we can do. Not we as beings, since we're divine beings and we're souls, we can do many things. There are many gifts and many things that can be done. This is not an issue. A lot can be done. People can levitate, people can do all these things. Is it rare? Yes. And that's why probably we get excited if we do something amazing, right? Or something crazy happens. I'm there and again, this is just saying, you don't have to believe, again, don't believe anything I say. Experiment, get your own conclusions, like Master Choa used to say, right? Don't believe what's in books, don't believe or whatever, but if you discernment, but you experiment, and then take what is useful, develop from there, get your experiment, and then if it works, then you experience it, you have empirical data, you can believe it, right? You can choose to believe it. But in the sense is, so there was this person doing a martial art form in front of a mirror. It's two people, right? and then you're doing the martial arts form. So it was a first form of Wing Chun, right? So you're doing this for a while, and I was there for a long time. And then all of a sudden, I see the mirror move as I'm going like this, right? With the breathing, and I'm there for more than an hour. I'm just doing the same thing over and over. I got really focused in the zone. Then I see the mirror go like this in the academy that I was just there. There was no class. But I have someone following me. They're just next to me. And the mirror goes, and then I look, and I stop, and it stops. As I'm pulling, right? And I'm like, I just ignore it. I'm thinking, no, I just saw it. But the other person is like, bro, did you see that? You just pulled that thing or whatever, and they started going like this. And I'm like, I thought I saw that, but I didn't want to. No, I just saw. I'm like, okay, so then I kind of believe it, right? I'm like, okay, wow. Because I did see it too, I just didn't want to believe it.
That you shook the mirror?
Yeah, but it happens. It's not anybody, these things that can happen to people of whatever,
But you didn't do it intentionally.
No, I was focusing my form, and then it just the energy, right? Maybe.
You can be. Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that you need to corroborate. Like people have said something like that, and then I'm like, okay, did you talk to me? No, we'll have a conversation next time. Did you? Then what did I say?
They've actually told you that.
So then,
they've seen you somewhere.
No. I'm saying if someone says, "Did you talk to me?" Talk to me. Have a picture, whatever, this and that. I'm not gonna. But the thing is, this is not important. What I'm trying to say is that. But these things. But what is important? And this is where I was going with this. I lost track when I was telling the story, but there are many gifts, many things that can happen. Anything probably, most things are possible, right? But is it important? What is really important? What is the goal? The goal is self-realization. The goal is soul realization, God realization. To realize our true nature. The development of virtue. Not if I can see this aura here, and that's cool. It helps. It's great. It's a beautiful experience. It's awesome, right? And it helps you, see beyond and understand, and you can be clairvoyant when you're awake with your eyes open because your chakras are working. The same thing. So all these things can happen when you're awake. Yes. But what I'm trying to say is that the Divine Supreme Being is what's important. Pillar number 1. Devotion to God. That is the goal. That is the one-pointedness. That is it. That the Divine Supreme Being, God, that's what's important. That's of permanent value. That's I am that I am in Exodus, right? This is it. The oneness. Be perfect like your Father in heaven is perfect in Matthew, right? This is it. And is it hard to do? Is it almost impossible to achieve? Yes. Now that I want to see. That to me is what is of permanent value. Yes, we can have all these things and we can focus on these things for a little bit. You can, you still can experiment. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's great. It's awesome. Of course, it's fantastic. It's jaw dropping, whatever. But in reality, but what is even more jaw dropping is true mastery, soul mastery, true virtue. I would love to one day be truly virtuous. I feel the virtuous every day. Maybe we have different levels, right, of virtue, because what is virtuous for some people is not enough for others, or is too much for others, but because it's very vast. Yes, maybe we might not take something from somebody physically, but how about emotionally, how about mentally, how about even just an idea, how about just a thought, even if it's fleeting, how about it becomes more and more subtle, how about just energy, wishing something, having a thought, a good thought or a negative one. And it's part of virtue, is it gets to be so subtle. But to me, the Divine Supreme Being, that achieving that constantly with your eyes open, that's what to me is truly important. It is, I believe it's in this book from Maharishi Johari, which I recommend to people. It's a quick read. It looks pretty bad. It says Chakra Energy Centers of Transformation because it's so old. In my library when I was 15, like 3 years ago. Erase. You see, I just messed up with the virtues here of honesty. Erase. So I think here it was talking about the different bandas or the different, places where you get stuck on. And the last one is, according to the system in, let's say here in the asana, so it talks about that's where all the, once you achieve that level, all the siddhis or all the powers you get, diluted with all these powers that you can have. And so most people stay there because they are concentrated, they focus. It's like a trap, you focus in the things of being able to be clairvoyant and to move things and teleport, whatever. I'm just here.
When you master your
when you master, so you teleportation or astral projection or whatever, all these things that all these cities that we can think of, and so, but then you forget what is truly important, and so you stay there. So you don't go ahead and become and achieve that samadhi, that beautiful enlightenment. And so you have that's why those three bandhas, they're just places where you have to pass. You have to get through. So do not be deluded by these things. And be objective. And if it happens, so what? Oh, great. Next, say hi to me every time you see me. I would love to say hi to you back. It's cool. So, shall we continue? But yes, if it happens, great. I'm very happy. And yes, someone has said that to me before, but that's the same thing. What I said to you is what I said.
But it's the inner world. That was my question. That's part of the inner world.
Well,
that's what
I want to move forward. This is not part of the lesson, but in reality, the inner world is not the physical plane.
Right.
So if you are materializing in the physical plane, you're materializing via the inner world. The inner world is your path, and then you appear and you can appear somewhere else. But once you're manifesting, that's not the inner world. The inner world is anything that is not the physical world. You understand? Basically that.
Not this world, right?
All right. And with that, we finish our hour. So for next week, we got to page 101. Page 100. Here we see the second pair of complementary opposites, right? On page 100. What is this, the complementary opposites? You have Chesed and Gevurah. Chesed, mercy, right, and compassion, and Gevurah, strength.
That's
and
justice. Justice. Sorry.
Yes, and justice. Severity, justice, and strength. So again, complementary opposites. We already covered the first two, right? Which was what? Bina and Chokma.
Higher intelligence, lower intelligence.
Bina, but Bina and Chokma, right? The forehead chakra and the Ajna chakra. So these are complementary opposites. You have the higher
This is solar plexus
and heart.
And heart.
Yes. So this is the second set of complementary opposites. We have 3 sets of complementary opposites. This is the second set.
Mm-hmm.
So it says in 101, Second pair of complementary opposites, balancing severity with mercy. So this is why you have. So we should balance, right? Severity and mercy. So that, if you have too merciful, too loving, you become a doormat, right? Everybody walks all over you. But if you're too severe, no love, you are cruel, right? And not good either. So you may need to balance mercy with severity, right? Spirituality and money, right? Or financial or material plane. So we need, not money, but the material plane. So we need to balance both so we can be balanced. We're still here. We still live here. Our families live here, right? Our friends live here. So, we still need to take care of ourselves, but at the same time, we not go all the way into that, not get lost, and also have our strong spiritual foundation, understand what is important and of permanent value, and move forward with that direction. So this is why in the cross you have the Orthodox cross, which has 3 bars. Let me see if we can go to page. See if I'm looking for one specifically. No. Okay, so if you go to page 53, or page 61, the Christian Orthodox cross, right?
This one?
Yeah. So sometimes, so you see this, right? It could be like the Trinity also, right? 3 crosses. But it's the lower one. Sometimes you see that it's tilted, right? And that tilt means balancing severity with mercy. But on the heavier end, the one that is lower is mercy. So yes, you balance severity and mercy, but you tilt it just a little bit, the scale, and being more merciful, right?
It's always choosing mercy,
But
I guess. Like having severity, but
Correct.
with
Well,
compassion.
with compassion and love. It's like when you scold your children, it's really out of love. If you don't do it, out of because you want to be severe. You do it out of love. You're trying to help them grow. So you always are a little bit more merciful, right? But still not enough that you're going to be a doormat. That's why you have your balance.
What's the middle? Is this what? This is not a representation of the.
Yeah, that is. But that is. I'm just saying that was just a symbol.
But the symbol itself, is it also
But that represents the cross. If you go back, the Christian cross, Orthodox Christian Orthodox cross is a representation of the
3 balancing.
of the Kabbalistic tree of life. It's just a symbol of the Kabbalistic tree of life.
Oh.
If you go to page 53, you will see it.
Oh, okay.
Or 55.
53.
55 also you'll see it with a papal cross. So anyway, so next week we will read from page 101, if you guys can read it. The second pair of complementary opposites, balancing severity with mercy. Then the pentagram and Gevurah, the pentagram and the 5 virtues, and the pentagram and its magical purposes. We'll try to cover all that next week, because it's just a talk on the pentagram. But we need to cover, to understand that properly, we need to do the second pair of complementary opposites. Okay? And then if we have time, we'll do the Chinese and Indian correspondence and the 5th commandment and the divine name. And that will end the chapter of Gevurah. Okay? So thank you for coming. We're gonna close. Shall we? Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you this. This is the physical permanent seed that we saw. It is in the heart, located in the heart chakra that we saw in the last chapter. Right, and this is the emotional permanent seed. Looks similar, but it's not. Right? And this is located in the liver, in the solar plexus chakra. And so from that is connected. And this is the mental permanent seed that we covered when we spoke about the crown chakra, the blue pearl. See, it's blue. And so here you see the emotional permanent seed and the cord. That's why we say there are 3 chords going on. Okay? So, in any case, shall we? To the Divine Supreme and Absolute God, we humbly thank you for your divine and priceless blessings. To my spiritual teacher, all spiritual teachers, holy angels, holy masters, to all the divine hierarchy and to all the saints, to all spiritual helpers, spiritual elders, divine beings of light, to the divine Lord Christ, to divine Lord Buddha, and all the great ones. We humbly thank you for your divine and priceless blessings, for your divine guidance, help, and protection, for the priceless teachings, priceless knowledge, and divine illumination. We thank you in full faith. Thank you. Amma Namaste. Thank you for coming. Amma Namaste. Amma Namaste. Thank you.